Well, now we've got the top cover off. I was going to go onto the gearbox, but you can see the gearbox through behind over here. But I thought I'd knock up a quick bracket and put it on my engine turning stand so you can actually get a better idea of what's going on. So hopefully we've got it under control. Now, with it sitting upside down here, there's going to be a few challenges with this. I've found a few other bits and pieces, but what I like to do first up is on these rods here, there's a hole there. I usually pop a split pin through both of them, just lever the spring back with a screwdriver, put a split pin through there, and that just takes the load off the housings and that when we undo them. So just a simple thing to do. Now on the back end of the housing here, and if we swing it around, we'll see this bodged up looking plate here. I don't know what the idea is with that. When I look in the manual and I look in the parts book, the bolt here, it should have one bolt in the centre, and then it has a lock tab that goes up into the groove here. I believe the left and the right arms here are the same arm, and so yeah, if it's on the left, say the bracket comes up the top here, the lock tab I should say comes up the top here, rolls over that corner, comes down, and you can lock it up. Because that's used for the tension on the arms here, and there's a big washer there, so I don't know why it has two. We'll find that out apparently. And for some reason this is all welded up as well, so that's pretty bodgy. I'll just see. I haven't tried this yet, but I'll just see if any of this wants to come out. We've got metric bolts and imperial bolts, and we've got all sorts of shit going on. So just what's going on I don't know. Now on the other side there's two bolts as well, so unless a later model rock shaft got put into this machine one time or something, I just don't know as yet. Now see if we can get this bloke undone. Oh, the thread's loose, so I think we just got to fight with a few welds. Yeah, I think I might try my big multis or an old pipe wrench or something like that. Well, we don't care if we wreck it, we're going to fix it all up anyway. See how we go. I've got one leg, I've got one leg of the tripod sitting down between my legs, and I have an arm coming out from under the tripod. She's been used and abused, this old girl. It doesn't want to hold on to it there, but it might grab there. Okay, I think we've broken the welds now. Still a bit of a dag there to get it over. You can see over here, whoops, I keep bumping. See over here how rough these people are being with bringing chains down over the top to tie the tractor on, I suppose, or for a top link, and then they've come down through and worn this back section down through here. So yeah, this through here, and both sides are worn like that, so They haven't given it any loving anyway, the old girl. So I'll come back around and keep on with this. Half of their weld was just on a flat washer anyway. And the main thing is get this apart, and I'll get it apart so we can order parts, and then I'll have to sit it all aside. Then we'll go through a heap of stripping things down for the moment, and then we'll sort out what we need. If I just pull something apart, order the parts, then wait and put that together, it'll take the rest of my life. That bolt's just been way too long, and they welded onto the spring washer. Unreal. So it'll be interesting now to see if this arm would like to come off. Yes, it does. I'll just try and come in from both sides at the same time. There we go. And that's just the centre, so yeah, this is either a later model or something like that. I can't tell you, I just don't know. Okay, we'll roll him over. Now the same shaft on this side has two different sized bolts on it again. I thought they were 3/4 on my gold tractor, but anyway, we'll just have to see. They might have just got bolts from anywhere and banged them on, I wouldn't mind betting. This one has a 5/8 head on it. Yep, the little spanner was enough. Not the right tool for the job, but at this stage on this old girl, we're not worrying too much about the right spanner for the right job. I don't think the right spanner would fit too much at all. And that's the standard plate for a Massey. And this is flush to the end there. Okay. So if I roll that around where I can see what I'm doing, and in the process we'll drop this down with it. Well, the whole shaft wants to come out. Well, look, that's a bit of a bonus. I'm happy for that, but we'll just have to leave that for the moment because it can't actually clear the quadrant here. So we'll have a look at all that. All the young blokes are racing around town this afternoon. Alright, so to get this quadrant out, I've loosened this Allen head bolt here. And it took some getting loose. I actually had to put an old Allen key down the centre and belt it just to release it. Just trying to get a bit of a grip, but anyway, it doesn't seem to want to. Oh, we may have to pull that up. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I'm certainly rusty. All right, we'll leave that just for the moment. I think we might have to deal with some of this up here. Both nuts are coming there, but there's not much I can do about it, I don't believe. Until we get it up far enough to get a spanner in underneath. Come on. Still not quite. There we go. So now just the top nut will come. Oh, it's just too tight. Okay. That's our pressure control. I have to read up on all this. I'm that rusty on it. I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking at quite often. Oh well, I know how to pull it apart and all that, but I just don't see the. We come up here a bit. We might undo some of this. That's that bent link I was saying about when we pulled it off. That's nice and free. This fella here, he should just sit up there. That's been adjusted. You're popping through the side and adjust that. Okay, let's spin him around. We'll come in from the back and get rid of some of this jewellery here. Right, so these two fellas here, Pop some bolts back in there. We can probably straighten that, I'd say. We'll have a go anyway. Okay, these next two. Right, we'll bring him back over. There's a pipe here we're going to have to undo. Probably should have cracked this one too, I'd say. Oh, yep, that's okay. Came off over. We'll take him right off out of the way. Okay. Take that out just as a complete unit for the moment. Okay, there's a little bolt. Oh, actually, I'll take these bolts here and I'll put them back in the housing here. A lot more to these than the 35 with their response rate and all that sort of thing. Okay, which way should we go from here? I was hoping that would give us room to hop in behind here to this bolt here. There's a 3/8 bolt through the back here, but well, these two bolts here. I'm not sure, I'll have to get the book out and have a read. I'm just following my nose here a little bit just to get it apart. I reckon it should be easier than this. I'm missing something. I'm doing something wrong. Oh, there we go. That lever's just dropped away. Okay, look at that. Hold your mouth right, it's good. We have a seized roller at the end there. Okay, we'll pull that apart later. Oh, we'll put that down out of the way. And I would say at this stage we might roll him over, pull the cylinder out. With these fellas here, we'll rattle them off. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take them out and drop the cylinder out, and that might give us better access. Right, I've undone some of the studs. Now a lot of these nuts are back to front even. You know, they have a right side and a special flat side there to go on, so they're round the wrong way. So we'll just roll him over a little bit. Now I'm just rolling it over so the whole lot doesn't want to fall out. The studs holding in here will stop it from falling until we go to lift it. So we'll now these studs should really stay in the cylinder, so we'll have to Loctite them in once we get that far. Now we roll him over. And we should be able to lift that out. Now, right, by lifting that out, that actually gave me clearance to that bolt behind there. Now, this here is the O-ring that brings the oil into your lift cylinder. And by looking after this here and putting the split pins in like we spoke of earlier, we've saved ourselves a lot of drama. Now, this shaft here, now I'll get the donkey dick out of the way. There's a little Allen head screw that holds this shaft in, and looks like that shaft's broken to me. Anyway, we'll see. I'll see if I can get this rock shaft out completely. There we go. Boy, that nearly got my finger. You get that on these big jobs. Now, this actually goes through to the push rod in the back there. Little hole there, goes in there, and that pushes on the spring here for the draft control. That's quite worn. Now, this fella here should just come out. He should have a master spline on him. I can't actually see it at the moment, but there'll be one that doesn't want to line up with the rest. There it is down there. Can you see? Look, you can't really. When I clean it up, I'll show you. On the main shaft, it's there. So you can't put things on in the wrong spot. Okay, now I've got to say, I'm pretty sure that shaft's broken through there. So we'll try and undo that if we can. What's that, 3/16, and that's too big. Okay. Little grub screw. Now on the outside, there's an Allen head screw here, and that's to let that shaft come out. So we'll just see if we can get that or not. Yep, she's coming. There's another Allen screw here, and this is for pressure. You have a check valve here, and that's your pressure control, or your pressure test output, I should say. Okay, we've got that out. This bush looks like it's wouldn't mind coming out. Now we might just zoom in a bit. Now that's the head of the pin that should come out. I've got no idea if this is going to come out, but anyway, we've got to have a go, haven't we? Is that a bit of a clean up for you? I'm just looking how deep it is in case it's supposed to be like that, but I just don't know. Something we'll have to look at in the parts, in the breakdown. It's got a hole right up in there, so it seems too deep just for a brake, so it may well be supposed to be supported. Alright, we'll find out though, won't we? Now we'll see if that pin does want to come. It's looking pretty pretty seized, but anyway. It's got to be a brake. It's offset. There's a little tit there. It's way offset. We'll find out about that for you. Boy, that's a rusty looking bit of gear, isn't it? Roller here. Yep, she's not real flash. come out wide once more. Okay, from here we'll turn everything around and we'll work on this back end where the top link goes on. That's very worn as well. And once we have bare housings, I'll probably take this off the bracket here and, well, we'll get it all washed up and work out exactly what parts we need. Right, we're down the other end now, and there's a lot of wear here. You can see, look at all that. So with the, we'll try and turn this on its side a little bit, if I can, without upsetting the whole show. And there is an Allen screw in there, in this little hole here, but that's a lock screw for the nut up the back end here. So, but first up, we'll try and undo these screws here, and they hold the whole place together. I'll come in this way so I can hold against. We do have kits for all this, so I think we'll just be chucking all this out. That's one bolt and nut. Bring you back. I got you a bit out of the scene there, didn't I? We're very confined. Between here and the camera is about 400 millimetres, a bit over a foot. Then I've got another tripod right behind me, so sometimes I bump things and I don't really know. Okay, so that can come out of the way. And in through here, the rubber should come out. Yep. And that's the spring adjustment. And when that's set right, there shouldn't be any movement back and forth there at all. Try and clean that hole a little. Geez, that came out well too. I'll have to count myself a bit lucky there. Okay, that should be well clear. Well clear of holding this nut in place. Now this nut will be tight, I can just feel it. So we'll give it a go and see. Might wind him round a bit so I can see what I'm doing a bit. It's always good being able to see what you're doing, that is. Now this nut here, we'll just see if it wants to come. It's not looking real promising, is it? Well, we have a little movement. Okay, we'll get a bit of inox or something onto there. See how we go. We'll be throwing all this away, so we don't usually keep any. There is a proper spanner they have for putting in here, but it's a flimsy thing. And whenever I've seen them in Massey Ferguson shops or kits, they've always been broken. And they would be broken from trying to undo these tight nuts like that. So that's turning quite well now. Okay, it may just be loose enough. Yep, lovely, tell you, Mum. Take the load off there a bit. We got a bit lucky there, I think. There's a spring and there's the plunger. Normally, you've got Buckleys, you're getting that apart. There's a rod through here, through the centre here, that screws into the yoke, into that point there. And look, you have a bugger of a time, but there is a kit that we sell that does the whole show, so I'm pretty sure we're going to put the whole thing in. All right, that's going to be that for stripping this housing out. What we'll do now is I'll take it out and give it a bath, and I'll sit down and work out what parts we need, and over the next few days I might pull some of these items apart one by one, and we'll just go through them, little videos on each item and how it should be. So hopefully, yeah, just a few short snippets on each item, save having hours and hours on one item. So say this response pot here, yeah, we might just have one short video on doing this. This actually holds a little piece in the end there, so because I'm not if it was a John Deere 40, 30, something like that, I could tell you every nut, bolt and what it does, but this I'm a bit green, so we'll do some research as we go and hopefully give you good advice. Good luck with that, I suppose. All right, we'll catch you later on, eh?